I totally get it. You are probably feeling stuck in a hard place when it comes to buying a home in today's market. On one hand, you have the resale market, but the homes feel outdated, they feel priced really high, and it seems like the sellers are unwilling to negotiate when it comes to selling their home. If you have to pay a high premium for the price, you're going to have to pay a high interest rate, then you might as well go for something that is new, that has never been lived in, has warranties, and just overall feels like less of a risk compared to a resale home. There are some good things about building a home. I've done a lot of videos about why it is a good thing, but in this video I just wanted to share some of the considerations I would personally consider if I were looking to build a new construction home in today's market. And honestly, I'm not sure that I would build a new construction home in today's market. A lot of the neighborhoods and master plan community developers are not the same quality as they were back when the market was a little more stable, and they're doing this and so to continue to try to make it more affordable for the buyer right now. The thing I don't think a lot of people are noticing about master plan communities, especially in hotspots like Katy and Conroe, is that it's usually a single builder developer or maybe a few builders, or it's a massive master plan community with a ton of entry-level builders. But these developments are not developing quality, they are developing affordability. So they're not considering your resale value, they're not considering how the community is going to appreciate in 10 years. They're literally just building houses as fast as they can and for as cheaply as they can. Try to compare those neighborhoods to ones that were built 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You cannot compare the quality. They're not aging or establishing as well as some of our previous master plan communities that had more mix of builders, they had more trees, they had more amenities, and overall just the quality of the neighborhood was better developed. And yes, these types of neighborhoods have worked really well right now with the lower inventory and the crazy economy and inflation and how expensive housing is. It's really the only option a lot of people have had. But my worry is when this real estate cycle is over and it becomes more of a downturn and then shifting into a buyer's market, which is currently happening, what is going to happen to all these neighborhoods and houses? Because they're not going to appreciate at the same rate. In fact, I think they're going to depreciate since they are building so many of them and more sellers and more people are going to start putting their house on the market. We are going to reach a point, we kind of already have, that those houses are going to be so hard to resell because the builder is only going to keep making them cheaper and cheaper and incentivizing buyers to buy completely new and go further and further out, making it more difficult for you to get appreciation for this house and to be able to sell it in the future. You are actually paying quite a bit more price per square foot for the brand new home than you are the resale home. I pulled an example in Bridgeland, and a home built in 2018, the average was $181 price per square foot, and for the new construction it was $224 price per square foot. It's nearly an $800 a month difference in the mortgage, and that's not including that the older home is probably going to have a lower property tax than the new construction home, which will also increase your monthly payment. The other thing about new construction is that the prices keep increasing, but the homes are getting smaller and the lot sizes are getting smaller. If you try to find the same size home in a resale neighborhood versus a new construction home, I can almost guarantee you that the lot for the new construction home is going to be significantly smaller than the resale. Even if you do find a new construction home that has the same square footage and it's the same price or a better price than a resale home, I can almost promise you that it is more than likely an entry-level builder that is mass producing homes and is going over quantity instead of quality. Which brings me to my next point. A lot of these homes lack a lot of character and design features. It really doesn't take a home expert or a realtor to tell you that since COVID-19, the quality and craftsmanship of new construction homes has changed dramatically. They've had to deal with a lot of material shortages, they've had to change materials, and they've had a lot of problem with tradesmen and labor forces, and they're using unqualified people to build a lot of these houses at mass production. It's not also just the worry of the integrity and the quality of the home being built, it's also that they have subtly taken out a lot of the design features and standard features that were once normally part of a new construction home 5 or 6 years ago. Talking very subtle changes that you wouldn't notice unless you've been building and selling new construction homes for a long time. It's going to be subtle things like instead of the primary bedroom having 2 windows, it's only going to have 1 window. Instead of having 2 AC units for a 2-story home, they're only going to do 1 AC unit for a 2-story home. They're going to take out the decorative rock around the trees in the front yard and just put nothing. They're going to take away some of the light fixtures around the garage. These little things that you don't notice that end up adding up over time, and every year they're taking more and more away, but the price is going higher and higher. So to me, the value just doesn't seem to be there. My personal opinion is that in the future, these homes are not going to appeal to the buyer because they were built in an underdeveloped neighborhood and the homes were built very, very basic at the peak of the market. So you're not probably going to get back what you put in for a very, very long time. Because builders are building for quantity and affordability right now, they're really not going to offer anything appealing to future home buyers. In fact, they're probably going to continue building and incentivizing new buyers to come build a new construction home instead of purchasing your resale home. Another thing to consider is that property taxes are significantly higher for new construction homes, especially if you're outside of Harris County. So let's say you bought a house for $450,000 at a 2.9% tax rate versus $450,000 at a 3.7% tax rate, basically adding almost $265 a month to your mortgage just to be in a newer area that is more than likely underdeveloped, doesn't have a whole lot of commercial, the roads are probably not very good, and the schools in the area are probably going to be newer and not as highly rated as some of the established areas. So basically, you are paying these very high property taxes to be the pioneer of the area, to start paying the property taxes to build up that area. So unless you are planning to stay there for a very long time, you're not going to see the return as fast as you would if you went to somewhere that was already established. And number 7 is that you have less control. Yes, you have more control. You have control over where it's going to be, how it's going to look, the design features, all that kind of stuff. But what you don't have control over is the delays that could happen, what is written in the contract. You are really putting a lot of faith in the home builder that they're going to do what they say they do in the contract, because you are not protected in that contract. Only the home builder is, and there's really no way to change that. Granted, most of these home builders rely heavily on their reputation, so generally they do say what they're going to do, but when you buy a resale home, you have a lot more freedom and control of the transaction. You can control the price you pay, the appraisals, the inspection, the option period, the contingencies, the close date, the seller contributions. Everything in a resale transaction is negotiable. But with a builder, what is negotiable is very, very limited. You'll end up walking away from them before they negotiate with you significantly. Now, just because I've told you all the cons about building a new construction home, that does not mean that resale is the best option for you, because resale also comes with a whole video worth of cons. So don't think that I am just trying to convince you to go with resale, but I do have these genuine concerns about new construction homes, especially in these entry-level to mid-level tier builders, and I really am curious as to what's going to happen in the next 5 years to all these neighborhoods that are being built. I don't think they're going to appreciate as much as maybe the sales agents are promising you about that area or community, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you have any questions about building a new construction home or just the general area of Houston, feel free to message me. I'm always happy to help. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.